Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय विष्णुपाद परमप्रभुपाद कचार अष्टोत्तर सतश्री श्री भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी शिल प्रपाद की जय विष्णुपाद परमप्रभुपाद कचार अष्टोत्तर सतश्री भक्तिसिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी शिल प्रपाद की जगन्नाथ गौरदास बाबा महाराज की श्री भक्तिविनोद ठाकुर की जगन्नाथ दास बाबा महाराज की अनंतकोटि वैष्णव वृंद की all goes to always Guru and Gauranga. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भवतीरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपाकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः. Reading from Canto 11th, chapter 3, verse number 17. Please repeat after me. Sri Raja Uvacha Yataitam Aishwarim Mayam Dustaram Akrutatmabhi Taranti Anjaha Stula Diyo Maharsha Idam Uchyatam. Sri Raja Uvacha Yatetam Aishwarim Mayam Dustaram Akrutatmabhi Taranti Anja Stula Diyo Maharsha Idam Uchyatam. Sri Raja Uvacha Yatetam Aishwarim Mayam Dustaram Akrutatmabhi Taranti Anja Stula Diyo Maharsha Idam Uchyatam. Sri Raja Uvacha Yatetam Aishwarim Mayam Dustaram Akrutatmabhi Taranti Anja Stula Diyo Maharsha Idam Uchyatam. Dustaram Akrutatmabhi Taranti Anja Stula Diyo Maharsha Idam Uchyatam. Sri Raja Uvacha Yatetam Aishwarim Mayam Dustaram Akrutatmabhi Taranti Anja Stula Diyo Maharsha Idam Uchyatam. Mataji. Yatetam Aishwarim Mayam Dustaram Akrutatmabhi Anja Stula Diyo Maharsha Idam Uchyatam. Word to word meaning. Sri Raja Uvacha, King Nimi said, Yatha, how, Etam, this, Aishwarim of the Supreme Lord, Mayam, material energy, Dustaram, unsurpassable, Akrutatmabhi, by those who are not self-controlled, Taranti, they may cross over, Anjaha, easily, Stula Diya, persons whose intelligence is dulled by materialistic attachments. Maharshe, O great sage, Idam, this, Uchyatam, please tell. Translation purport with the disciples of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki, His disciples ki jai. Translation. King Nimi said, "O great sage, please explain how even a foolish materialistic can easily cross over the illusory energy of the Supreme Lord, which is always insurmountable for those who are not self-controlled." Purport. I will read again translation. "O great sage, please explain how even a foolish materialistic can easily cross over the illusory energy of the Supreme Lord, which is always insurmountable for those who are not self-controlled." Purport. According to Sridhar Swami, Sthula Diya indicates those who ignorantly identify themselves with the gross material body and who are therefore unable to analyze the subtle laws of nature by which the soul transmigrates in illusion. Srila Jiva Goswami comments that Sthuladaya also indicates so-called pious persons who execute pompous religious ceremonies for material sense gratification, rather than trying to prepare themselves to go back home, back to Godhead, by engaging in the loving devotional service of the Lord. According to Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, King Nimi was already an advanced devotee of the Lord and therefore knew that one can cross over the illusory Maya by surrendering to the lotus feet of the Lord and pleasing Him by pure devotion service. Therefore, the king was asking the question for the benefit of those who falsely consider themselves very much learned, but in fact are addicted to materialistic fruitive activities, which increasingly entangle them in illusion. In this regard, Sri Vishwanath Thakur has quoted from the Amarakosha dictionary to show that Akritatmihi indicates apurnatvam, or one whose life is empty. Every living being has an eternal relationship with the Supreme Living Being, Krishna. One may love Krishna by thinking of Him as one's eternal master, one's most intimate friend, one's beloved child, or the object of one's conjugal attraction. Of course, such ecstasies should never be confused with ordinary material emotions, which are perverted reflections of spiritual rasas or relationships. In the material world, we try to relish these same relationships of servitude, friendship, parental love, and conjugal love, but the object of such feelings is a temporary material body, which is quickly devastated by the laws of nature. These loving feelings should be directed towards the spiritual body of the Supreme Personality, Krishna, who is the reservoir of all beauty and transcendental bliss. One who has not learned the art of directing his love to Krishna is Apurna, or one whose life is ultimately empty. According to Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, one whose life is empty can also be called Mandadhi, or one whose intelligence is crippled by a lack of broad experience. King Nimi, a pure Vaishnava, was so kind that he asked, how can such a cripple-minded people can cross over Maya in the easiest way possible, since by nature they are very lazy in spiritual matters. We offer prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Nilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Sri Chaitanya Mano Bhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dati Swapadandikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunadantam Tam Sajivam साद्वैतं सावधूतं पर्यनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सगणा श्रीविशाखानुतांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी नित्यनामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतानि नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नामने गौरतिशे नमः। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमस्ते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये नीलाचला निवासाय नित्याय परमात्मने बलभद्र सुभद्राभ्यां जगन्नाथाय ते नमः। वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। I seek business of all devotees who are sitting here, so that I will be able to speak from Srimad Bhagavatam to glorify the Lord and purify my heart. I saw the message wrong. I saw it is 13th verse, and the purport of 13th verse is very small. Then I prepared from Asim Chaturasi is coming. I prepared from that, but still we'll discuss something from this purport, and we discuss on pastimes of Lord Nrsimha. Here King Nimi is asking the sages how a foolish person, materialistic person, can easily cross over the illusion energy. Those who cannot control, who are not self-controlled, which is insurmountable for those who are not self-controlled. In the purport, Sridhar Goswami says about who identify themselves with the gross material body, the materialists, who have no knowledge of the soul, identify themselves with the body and research within that realm, gross material nature, and like the modern scientists who don't know anything about the soul and three modes of material nature. Like we know from Bhagavad Gita, one of the thing is the living entity, when it comes into this material world by the coverings of Maya, he comes under the three modes of material nature. Krishna and his devotees are above the three modes. But the conditioned souls, they are under three modes: Sattvagun, Rajagun, Tamogun. Within that, this combination of these three, it is not that one thing. Person is combination of all the three things, and different times different modes will act. Now we are both Sattvagun में बैठे class अच्छे सुन रहे हैं, we feel very nice. But afterwards, when we go for Prasad Hall, there are different varieties of prasad. It is prasad, but things are also another modes. It may be. Then the struggle comes: what to choose. So बहुत struggle होता है ना, सत्वगुण को लेने। So this way, but when it is offered, we should take with humility for my purification. Krishna is allowing me to accept this, with that humility, I have so many desires, but still Krishna is kindly giving me this prasad, tasty prasad, and to purify oneself, one should with humble and humility one should act. It's better than somebody who doesn't have any knowledge of Krishna and Krishna consciousness eating some sattvagun item. He doesn't have any knowledge of God, anything, just for taking some sattvagun food. But the devotee who has, with prayers, takes some tasty prasad with prayers, that will purify him gradually. That we will be indifferent to those things afterwards. When his devotion increases. But here, Stula Diya, the people who are materialists, who have no knowledge of this Sattvagun, Rajagun, Tamagun, and Krishna consciousness, God consciousness, about spiritual world. So they don't know any subtle laws of nature, how this world is working. So they work on the material laws and create this demonic civilization. So about them it is spoken like this. And Srila Jiva Goswami comments about Stola Diya also indicates so-called pious persons who execute pompous religious ceremonies for material sense gratification rather than trying to prepare themselves to go back home, back to Godhead by engaging in the loving devotional service of the Lord. So these are like demigod worshippers, they all come under this category, and they worship different demigods, Durga, Kali, and or many other demigods. They may have desires to go heavenly planets, or and also for material sense gratification in this world. Dharma, Artha, Kama, within that, like we see in the Krishna's pastimes, where this yajnik brahmanas, they are performing yajnas, pompous religious ceremonies, but for to go to heavenly planets, to enjoy material sense gratification. And when Krishna Balram, they send Gopas to ask for food, they were not ready to give. They even neglect actually the Gopas and like that. But the wives of the Brahmanas, they were hearing the pastimes of the Lord, and they were developed that bhakti, loving devotion service of the Lord. So they gave everything themselves to Krishna. So for about them, King Nimi is asking, how they can be delivered. So King Nimi was already an advanced devotee, but he is asking for the benefit of all the conditioned soul, so that they can cross. Shri Nitai Gauranga ki, Shri Prabhupada ki. So we will discuss from the prayers of Prahlad Maharaj. We will see how the qualities of Prahlad, what qualities Prahlad Maharaj exhibits in his prayers. From that we can learn, and we can apply in our own life, so that we will be able to cross this ocean of nuisance. So Sunday is Nasim Chaturdasi, and we are getting prepared. Pandal is Rajaguru is making Pandal, and there will be Abhishek of Lord Nasimdev. Lord Nasimdev will come from one devotee's home, and we will have evening Kirtan Abhishek of the Lord, then Katha and Kirtan, Prasad. So we'll prepare our, we'll prepare our consciousness and get enthusiasm for the festival. So this is the praise of Prahlad Maharaj. How after Lord Narasimhadev killed Hiranyakashipu, he was very angry, and he was very angry on Hiranyakashipu. So all the demigods offered prayers, then Lord Brahma offered prayers, everyone offered prayers, and Lord is not pacified, and he was angry, in his angry mood. Then all the demigods request Lakshmi Devi to offer prayers, but even Lakshmi Devi becomes kind of fearful, or did not see that form of the Lord before, so she was not ready to go and offer to pacify the Lord. Then Lord Brahma, he requests Prahlad Maharaj, who was near Narasimhadev, standing near Narasimhadev, Lord Narasimhadev, he requests Prahlad Maharaj to offer prayers. So he comes near to the Lord, and then Lord Narasimhadev, I'll just read some translation and we'll discuss from it. When he saw Lord Prahlad Maharaj coming near to him, then with affection he places his lotus hand upon Prahlad Maharaj, and with so much affection he blesses him. By the touch of Lord Narasimhadev's hand on Prahlad Maharaj's head, Prahlad Maharaj was completely freed from all mental contamination and desires, as if he had thoroughly cleansed. Therefore he at once became transcendentally situated, and all the symptoms of ecstasy became manifest in his body. His heart filled with love and his eyes with tears. Thus he was able to completely capture the lotus feet of the Lord within the core of his heart. Then he fully fixes his mind and sight upon Lord Narasimhadev. With full attention he starts offering prayers. The first prayer of Prahlad Maharaj is, Prahlad Maharaj prayed, "How is it possible for me, who have been born in a family of Asuras, to offer suitable prayers to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Even until now, all the demigods, headed by Lord Brahma, and all the saintly persons could not satisfy the Lord by streams of excellent words. Although such persons are very qualified, being in the mode of goodness, then what is to be said of me? I am not at all qualified." So this is the first quality of the devotee, this humility. He was telling how all the demigods, including Lord Brahma, they all offered prayers. They could not satisfy the Lord. But how, I am born in a demonic family, how can I satisfy? So this humility, feeling unqualified, is the first quality one should develop. Here Prabhupada writes in the Prabhupada, unless one is meek and humble, to make progress in spiritual life is very difficult. Prabhupada writes in the Prabhupada. For us, normal conditional things, I am better than others, and we think good about ourselves, and others see others' faults. At least in my mind, it goes like that one. Default setting is about myself. We see faults of others like that, and thinking oneself good, about our own. But pure devotee, their thought process is opposite. They see good qualities in others and one's own faults. Even if small fault is there, they think they see that in themselves and become humble. Here in the purport writes, in Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he speaks in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Jagai madai haite mui se papishta, usere kita haite mui se lagishta. He says that devotee thinks he is lower than a worm in a stool and more sinful than Jagai madai. You can see how much time we think when we think about ourselves. Worm in a stool. We should feel like worm in a stool, not like act like worm in a stool. But problem is there. Like this song is there. Amar Jivan Sada Pape. That song in Bhaktivinoda Thakur, actually he lists out all the conditioned souls qualities, default setting of condition. Amar Jivan Sada Pape Rata Naiko Punya relation. There's no good, there's no punya, only sinful life. Parere Udvega Diyachi Ekoto Diyachi Jivera Klesh. We think others are troubling us, they are giving anxiety, but actually we give anxiety, trouble to others by our actions, words, agitate others' mind, the way we speak. So, and like this, one becomes happy by seeing others in distress, and one becomes morose when seeing others are happy. This is the conditioned soul nature, and envious of others, and one becomes very enthusiastic to perform wicked acts, but for devotional activities one becomes lazy. This is the situation of the conditioned soul. For devotional service one becomes very lazy, and for wicked acts one becomes very enthusiastic and all. And himsa garva vibhushana, the ornaments are himsa and garva. The ornaments of a conditioned person is like this. But here, but unless one become meek and humble, to make progress in spiritual life is very difficult. That's why in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives the instruction, Tanadapi Sumichena, Taroriva Saishna, Amanina Manadena, Kirtaniya Sadar. We should become, we should be enthusiastic to offer respects to others and not expect respect for oneself. In Sharanagati also it comes, Dainya Atma Nivedana. The beginning, the quality is dainyata. Then one can, that will help in one to make progress in spiritual life. One can accept instructions from others and take guidance, then it becomes easy. Otherwise, if one is proud and think oneself good, then one doesn't like to take shelter of devotees and Lord. Then the progress will become difficult. This is the first prayer. Then the second prayer, Pravala Pralana response. One may possess wealth, an aristocratic family, beauty, austerity, education, sensory expertise, luster, influence, physical strength, diligence, intelligence, and mystic yoga power. But I think that even all these qualifications, one cannot satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead. However, one can satisfy the Lord simply by devotional service. Gajendra did this, and thus the Lord was satisfied with Gajendra. So here all the material qualifications are Janma Surya Sutashrivi, like this qualities are explained. But Gajendra is an animal, so he was with his wives and children enjoying in the lake like that. But still he was, when he was difficulty, when he remembered his previous life and prayers, then he offered prayers to the Lord. Then he was saved from both from material clutches and also external, from the crocodile and also from Maya, clutches of Maya. So these all material qualifications one can use in Krishna's service, but these will not, only having these and not having devotional devotion to the Lord will not help. In the next sloka also it says that even the Brahmana having all the 12 qualities, here it says, speaking truthfully, controlling the senses, abandoning austerities and finances, being free from jealousy, being intelligent, being tolerant, creating no enemies, performing yajna, giving charity, being steady, being well versed in Vedic study and observing vows. But if one doesn't have Padara Vinda Vimukat, Supacham Varishtam, if he is not a devotee of the Lord, if he is averse to the lotus feet of the Lord, then he cannot purify himself. What to speak of others. But a person, Supacham Varishtam, even though born in a family of dog eaters, but he's dedicated everything, mind, words, activities, wealth, and life to the Supreme Lord. He is better than Brahmana, who is having all the qualities but averse to the lotus feet of the Lord. Then he says that then Prahlad is the next prayer. Although I was born in a demonic family, I may without a doubt offer prayers to the Lord with full endeavor, as far as my intelligence allows. Anyone who has been forced by ignorance to enter into the material world may be purified of material life if he offer prayers to the Lord and hears the Lord glories. So he says that we offer prayers and hear the glories of the Lord for our purification. And before that, one more verse is there, where we offer service to the Lord for our own benefit, not for Lord's benefit. He says with an example that Atmane Prati Mukasya Yata Mukashri. It is like if one's face is decorated, the reflection of one's face in a mirror is also seen to be decorated. So if we serve the Lord, if we decorate the Lord like that, if you serve the Lord, you will get benefit, not that Lord will benefit. Lord doesn't need our service. So we should see in our own life when we are rendering service, it's not that we are doing favor to the Lord and devotees. When devotees come to ask for service and gives opportunity for service, we should not think we are doing favor to them. हम सोचते हैं हम बहुत फेवर कर रहे हैं, but actually devotees and Lord, they are giving us opportunity for service. Otherwise we'll serve Maya Devi ka seva. There are only two options, either you serve Lord or Maya. If we think we are doing favor, then it will not purify so much. But if with humility like this, Prahlad Maharaj says that I offer these prayers and for my own benefit. The Lord is always glorious, whether the devotee glorify Him or not. But if the devotee engages in glorifying the Lord, the devotee himself automatically becomes glorious. A foolish person is amazed that Krishna orders Sarvadharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Vraja. Abandon all varieties of religious activities and just surrender unto me. Some foolish scholar even say that this is too much to demand. सब छोड़ना है ना, सर्वधर्मान परित्यज्य. But this demand is not for the benefit of the Lord, it is for our own benefit. If we abandon all other duties which doesn't need and engages in the devotional service of the Lord, then we will get purified. When we chant and hear the glories of the Lord, when we offer service to the Lord, we become purified, and that is the purpose of this material world. We come here for rectification. So if we don't engage for that purpose, purifying ourselves, it will be useless waste of time. So our rendering service to the Lord is for our own benefit, not for Krishna's benefit. And it is for Puyeta Ena Hi Puman Anvarnitena. And by offering prayers to the Lord and hears the Lord's glories, then we will get purified. Our devotion for Lord increases. I see in myself difficult because of struggling with the three modes of material nature, especially passion, ignorance. To take time and come to the Lord, offer prayers. Many times I tried, that prayers. First glorifying the Lord, then offer our what is the four prayers? Offering glorification of the Lord, then expressing one's faults, then begging for forgiveness for mistakes, and asking benediction or like asking favor. It's so really difficult actually to come take out time like that offering prayers. Although of course we should follow in the footsteps of previous acharyas, where Prahlad Maharaj also says in the next sloka. But to take out time and offering prayers like that, it becomes difficult because of not having that mood. One time service is, I enter this side, you do service and you go. Like that. Coming in front of the Lord with humility, if you offer prayers, even though it is maybe like preparing from the book and offer prayers, that will purify us actually. And also our consciousness also becomes proper, like when we express our faults in front of the Lord, what all we are doing mistakes, then we can, Lord will also purify us. We understand our situation. You cannot glorify yourself in front of Lord. Automatically you speak about your what we are lacking. But to come and spend time on the day, I saw many times I started, I gave up. At least I can say currently I am not doing. Even though I serve deities, after all, I may apply this, what I am speaking to you in my life, taking out time and offering prayers to the Lord. We are doing chanting. Chanting is also, it's like prayers. Please engage me in devotional service of Lord. But sometimes it becomes, kind of mechanical chanting, just to complete the rounds and like that. Because Lord is giving opportunity through holy name, through Shri Vigraha form, through Srimad Bhagavatam. By all different ways, He is giving opportunity for us. So we should take advantage of all the ways the Lord is giving us, through holy name, through deities, Shri Vigraha form, where we can offer prayers and serve Srimad Bhagavatam, association of devotees, glorifying Lord and in the association of devotees, like we are sitting now and reading from the book. So it is so when Lamar says, "My Lord, who are never conquered by anyone, I am certainly not afraid of your ferocious mouth and tongue, your eyes bright like the sun, or your frowning eyebrows. I do not fear your sharp pinching teeth, your garland of intestines, your mane soaked with blood, or your high wedge-like ears, nor do I fear your tumultuous roaring, which makes elephants flee to distant places, or your nails, which are meant to kill the enemies. But I am fearful," he says next in the next sloka. But I am very much afraid of my condition of life within this material world. He says that I am not fearful of your form of the Lord, especially when he was in this angry mood. He was having intestine all over his body and bloody, mane with blood and ears like you can say he's more angry before like was coming out of the pillar where we see Narasimhadev in Mayapur with this fingers like this coming out of the pillar. So if we see that form is very fearful, especially for materialists, like we can say all over India. I don't know where this kind of form of the Lord is worshipped. I don't think it is anywhere. Only one. So this form only is in Mayapur. It is there, and devotees very lovingly worship. Sometimes when you gift Lord Narasimhadev photo to somebody materialist, प्रभु ये आपके पास रखिए. They don't want to keep in home, because especially those who break regulative principles, they say that हमारा सेंसिटाइजेशन बंद हो जाएगा या कुछ हो जाएगा करके, and they are very fearful. When I took to my home also, parents, my mother did not allow. इसको बाद में I think it's not there when I first brought. So this form, they are very fearful of this form. To worship that Ugra Narasimha. Like. That's why in many people home, Lakshmi Narasimha is there. Especially to worship that form is, and that too because it is Avdari Dham, where is Mahaprabhu's place, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's place. That's why Lord accepted that mood and is accepting service from devotees. And otherwise it is not easy. So here Prahlad Maharaj is saying that because he is the pure devotee, he is saying as the devotees, He is not fearful of this form, ferocious mouth and all, eyes with bright like sun, but he is fearful of this material existence, where Maya is testing us every moment. Mayas know all the secrets of the of everyone. So wherever the weakness of the person is there only Maya will test. So Daivesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Durtya. Unless one sincerely want to surrender and serve the Lord, Maya will not live, because like previous in Ramlila time, where it is saying that when Sita, she crossed the Lakshman Rekha, she was caught by Ravana. So till the time, you can say, like, one agrees to follow the instructions of the spiritual master sincerely and serve the Lord, Maya will not live. जब तक आदमी spiritual master instructions, Vaishnavas, and I have experience in my own life how it when we follow the instructions, we become blissful and happy in Krishna consciousness. As soon as we start making ourselves big or deviate from the instructions, Maya पकड़ लेते हैं. Because Maya already है, like दीक्षा काले आत्मसमर्पण, then it is if one really surrenders, Lord will really protect and help the person to come closer to Him. But if one doesn't want to surrender, follow the instructions, तो उसको तो माया पकड़ के रहेगा, कोई भी हो. So that's why Prahlad Maharaj is saying, I am fearful of these material conditions, because unless one from the core of his heart with sincerity takes to spiritual life and follow the instructions, Maya छोड़ेगा नहीं. कितना भी he may be big scholar or know all the shastra, anything, कुछ बचे, that will not help. मतलब अपना अपना लेवल में उसको आदमी को माया पकड़ के रखेगा. Those who are grossly have conditions of material sense gratification, they are covered by that situation. Those who are scholarly and pride is there, they will be in Maya, in that pride zone. I am great, or I am this, that. अलग अलग लेवल में आदमी माया पकड़ के रखे. Wherever the weakness of the person is there, Maya will catch him and keep him. Like that. So that's why Prahlad Maharaj is saying that I am not fearful of your form, but I am fearful of this material condition. So he mean to say that we should take full shelter of the Lord and render service to Him for our own benefit, not for Lord's benefit, for our own benefit, for our own purification. Then we will be able to cross this ocean of nuisance. In the sloka which we read also, Maharaj Nimi is asking how a person in the who identifies with the material, or not self-controlled, who identify themselves with this material body, how they can be relieved from Maya. He is asking question, and we discussed from Prahlad Maharaj prayers how the first quality is one should be meek and humble, and then one can accept the mercy coming from the Lord, you know, then one should render service to the Lord for our own benefit, for our own purification, and one should be fearful of these material conditions, and in that state one should take full shelter of the Lord by following the instructions of the spiritual masters and Vaishnavas and the association of devotees. Hare Krishna. We have 9 o'clock, and if you have any comments or questions, otherwise we'll end. Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. Enjoy.